Penis.
Vagina.
Hey. No, that's not. They don't go together.
Ah,
They go together like bread, ham, and cheese.
yes.
No. We're here already with a 2014 album review. Holy fuck.
It's not even 2014.
Nope, it's not. But we're here to talk about Iced Earth's Plagues of Babylon. Comes out January 21st on Century Media, I think. Yet for some reason they put it up on Spotify. So that's where we heard it. That's where you can legally hear it and stream it for yourself. And we're pretty stoked for this album. So that's why we got together, even so late.
Yes.
Today. Just follow up to Dystopia, second album with Stu Block, their newer vocalist. And yeah, what'd you think of the album? Queef.
I enjoyed the album. It was good. Like, I love Iced Earth. You know, they're one of those bands that I feel like there's not much that they can do wrong in terms of writing music, and this album's a good example of that. Especially looking back on, you know, when they put out the song "Plagues of Babylon." Oh, what was it? 2 or 3 months ago. Yeah. You know, one of the complaints was that the mixing was bad. The mixing's improved. There's still a couple little things with it. Drums are still very loud. But other than that, I felt like the album's, you know, the mixing was really good on this album. You know, you could hear, you know, solos, the guitars weren't kind of overpowering. It sounded much cleaner and less distorted. And it just, at least in that sense, it was an all-around better album. To continue talking about the sound, you know, Stu seems that he's maybe more of himself this album, I guess. You know, the last album, he kind of, you know, except for maybe a handful of spots on a couple songs, he kind of, you know, sang, you know, with the kind of the gruff yet still somewhat melodic voice, you know, that from songs like Dystopia and, you know, Anthem and, you know, kind of songs like that, there's that voice. But then, like, in a lot of songs from this album, like, crap, let me take a seat. If I Could See You, and I noticed a little bit on Parasite, he, you know, his vocal style was a little different. He changed a little bit how his voice sounds. That was really cool because, you know, it just makes him seem like a better vocalist because he has different capabilities. All in all, there's a lot of good songs on this album. You know, of course, Plagues of Babylon, there was Cthulhu, Peacemaker, I enjoyed it a good bit. And then, you know, the ballad, If I Could See You, and then there was The End, question mark. The Culling. It's pretty cool. Like, all it was is just, you know, an Iced Earth album, which again, you know, no complaints there. It's very, very well put together. The only thing is that maybe the album drags on a little bit. All the songs are, you know, of a decent length, probably about at least 5-6 minutes long, if not more. And then there's 13 of them. That's kind of, you know, compared to the last album, which was pretty short, it was only 10 songs, you know, it's not that it was, you know, again, it's a bad thing. This is more I see of an album to listen in bits, not more of like a whole.
I guess it's 12 because the 13th track is 25 seconds long, and it's just one of the band members saying "fuck your couch, motherfuckers," like them in the studio, and they must have called that, and they're like, "Yeah, let's put this."
And it's funny, let's do it.
So there's 12 songs, but I think it's more because the songs are definitely way longer. There's more meat on the bones. Like, a lot of the songs on Dystopia were like 3 minutes long, some even less. These are all 5 minutes, you know, one of them. 2 of them almost over 7 minutes, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's why.
And, you know, you get the kind of the good feels that you get from a lot of power metal and Iced Earth, you know? The extremely epic choruses, which I'm pretty sure just about every song on this album has, which, I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way. Awesome guitar harmonies and awesome guitar solos, you know. John Schaefer's one of the best songwriters in metal today. He just writes some amazing songs. He sticks to his style, yet he makes each song kind of memorable and sounds unique. And just all in all, this album's just really, really good. I liked it a lot. because power metal's kind of my thing. But at least right now, yeah, that's all I can think of.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say I was not disappointed with this. It's an Iced Earth album. If you like Iced Earth, you know what to expect. You know what you're going to get. If you hate Iced Earth, move on to something else, because this isn't going to make you like Iced Earth. It is Iced Earth as they do. Except, there's times on here where I feel that, they're trying a couple new things, and that's awesome. Mostly, I'd say the experimentation lies in Stu's vocals, because like Keith said, he does sound very different on some tracks. I definitely noticed on the last track, Spirit of the Times, it's like a ballad, and he sounded very weird, but it fit so well. Like, mostly the two ballads on here, he sounded really different, and then there was some couple really high notes that just soaring like a fucking eagle. I don't even know how it's humanly possible to get, that high. It's pretty crazy. I guess he blazes it extra hard. But overall, his vocal performance, I feel, is a step up from Dystopia. It's different from Dystopia. It just overall, he was striving to improve himself, and you can definitely feel it. Now, I feel that sometimes, though, because pretty much almost every song on here, the chorus is epic, and there's, the crowd chant like vocals going on, where there's, a whole bunch of people standing in a vocal booth singing the chorus. Sometimes it's really, really awesome, but I feel not every song needs that. That it would have been maybe better or just as fine if it was just Stu. But in certain songs like the end or the title track, it just works so well. And I like that. It makes you just feel epic. And that's just what Iced Earth's best at. There's a lot of really great guitar harmonies on here, as Iced Earth has always had. But some of them are just really, really cool. Like In Spirit of the Times, Plagues of Babylon. Motherfucker, what's the one that stuck out to me?
The one in Cthulhu was pretty cool.
Yeah, I think that's the one. There's just lots of cool guitar harmonies going on. I always have liked Iced Earth's guitar work. You could argue that John Schaefer repeats himself. He's too similar. But, I mean, I really enjoy it. I enjoy the power chords, the open E string, just chuggy fuck you, like that. You know what I mean?
I'm big enough for you now.
I'm just going to describe it as the chuggy fuck you. I just dig that. The second track, I think it's Demo Side, I don't fucking know. But it comes in with a very thrashy riff. That song is a rager. It's probably the most upbeat, fast song on the album, and it was kind of a breath of fresh air. But like Keith said, the only thing that is truly holds this album back is that it is too long. It just feels that there's like 2 or 3 songs on here that if they were cut, and even if the album was only 8 or 9 tracks long, it would have been that much better, because every song would have been great. I just feel a couple of them just weren't really, they didn't have the oomph. Like Parasite, it was meh. I'd say Resistance is the one that stood out the most. That was just like, wow, this song kind of sucks. And even the chorus was okay, but even that, it couldn't save that song. I felt literally nothing from that song. I just wanted to move on to the next one. But, I mean, one thing I did notice that I felt added a lot to it and was cool, and just I haven't really noticed that much from Iced Earth, is that the solos on this album are pretty damn awesome. there's some of them are harmonized really well. Some of them are just sound very strange. They go in different places that I didn't really see coming, and I enjoyed the solos that were on here. And just some of the riffs were just like, yes. I think the one in the culling, the third track, the opening one, was just like, just wanted to beat the fuck out of something. I just wanted to beat the fuck out of Keith listening to that. It was just, it was heavy as hell. It was very strange, and then they brought this harmony in. It just sounded great. Overall, this is a solid album. I can't say it's Eisner's best. To me, it doesn't really come close to The Glorious Burden or Something Wicked This Way Comes. But it's just another solid album in Iced Earth's very solid career. Me and Keith were talking. Iced Earth has not had a bad album. They've had albums that are better than, others, but every album is great. Every vocalist that they've had is fantastic, and Stu is no exception. To be honest with you, I like Stu and Tim Ripper Owens more than I do Matt Barlow.
I personally almost, I mean, if you watched the top 10, it was top 10 vocalists, or did we do...
Something like that.
We did top 10 vocalists. I mean, I had Stu, and I was the only one of, the three that I had on there. It's just, it's because of that thing. It's weird. He has the low-ish, gruff voice, and then all of a sudden, you hear these, I don't know what else to call them, these shrieks come out, just out of nowhere, and it's just like, oh.
Yeah.
And they fit so perfectly, especially harmonies, like Tyler was saying. They just kind of, wait, what?
Or Among the Living Dead has some very great vocal harmonies going on in it, which I dig. I feel that Stu's the more dynamic of the three. He can do a lot more, and he can make himself, sound different to give the song a different feeling or make it fit better or something.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel the other two, while they're good, just...
They do their thing.
Do one thing. Yeah. This is a good album. I like it. It starts 2014 off good. It makes me excited for other things that are coming out. There's a lot of fucking good music coming out in 2014. This is just a great album. Who knows if it'll make the end of the year list.
We got a whole 365 days to go before that.
Yes,
so.
we do. But it just might. This comes out January 21st. Don't forget about it and pick it up.
Yeah.
I will, because I want to jam the fuck out of this more.
Exactly.
What would you give this album?
I give this album a solid album, 8.5.
Fuck you. 8.5 out of 10. I'm right, he's wrong.
Yeah. I suck. Blaze it.